Welcome to Renaissance City, a Prowlers and Paragons actual play radio drama here on the TTRP Theater Twitch channel. TTRP Theater is a group of actors, artists, and gamers from all walks of life that collaborate to bring you compelling content. I am Duke Walter, your game master. Myself and a group of friends have come together to spin some tales, have some laughs, and hopefully entertain you with our stories of superheroes. Before we get into the game, I want to say thank you to Evil Beagle Games for being generous enough to share their latest version with us, Prowlers and Paragons Ultimate Edition. You can check them out at evilbeaglegames.com for more information about this and their other products. The reason I chose P&P UE as the system to use for this game is twofold. 1. My friends are all great storytellers, artists, and actors, and one of the main mechanics of the Prowlers and Paragons system is that the narrative is sometimes turned over to the players. This differs from a lot of the standard systems in that I, as the game master, won't always have control. I enjoy this aspect of the game. It makes me think on my feet, and it also means that there is a lot of improvising when it comes to each issue. 2. Some of my friends have never played an RPG in their life, and none of us have played this system. There are a few rules that you should all know about before we get into the episode. Firstly, this is a D6 system. That means that you only need the traditional 6-sided cubes that you find in almost every board game you've ever played. No special dice needed. The die rolls equate to successes. Each trait, ability, and power have a number of dice that the player has predetermined. When needed, the player will roll that many 6-sided dice. All even numbers showing are considered successes, while odd numbers are failures. In this game, when a player rolls a 6, they get to re-roll the die for a chance at additional successes. The amount of net successes for the actor determines who gets to narrate the scene and how. Sometimes it is the player with embellishments by me. Sometimes I get to narrate with embellishments by the player. And sometimes either I or the player get to narrate with no input from the other. Embellishment allows both sides to add narration in a small but meaningful way, but embellishments can't contradict the narration or make it true but effectively meaningless. You'll see what I mean as we play more and more of this game. This episode is part 1 of a 2-part actual table play. The players in this game are spread out all over the country, and we just all happen to be within a short drive of each other, and we got to all sit down around the same table for a few hours and play through our first session in person. It was a great time, and I hope that we don't have to wait another year before we all get to sit around the same table again. Doug McNay and Josh Letner, 2 other longtime friends of ours, have joined us for this game as the Troubadour and Pharaoh. Now, let's get into the show. A low, cool mist floats over the Detroit River. The moon's light shows a silhouetted figure in a long coat and derby hat standing on its bank, looking toward Canada. They anxiously shift from foot to foot, causing the gravel to scrape and crunch. The lapping of the water against the wharf mixes with the sound of streetcars and automobiles competing for space on the overcrowded roads of the Renaissance City. The sharp snaps break through the din of the city from somewhere out in the fog, and the figure turns their head quickly in its direction. They briskly walk down the riverside wharf, keeping their eyes to the river and where the signal came from. A ship's horn bellows somewhere off in the distance. And then, like a ghost, a wide rowboat swiftly appears from the fog, laden with dozens of unmarked wood slat crates. The 2 men in the boat and the mysterious figure jump to action. The bow is quickly tethered. Hand to hand, the crates come off the boat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Within minutes, the boat is unladen and untied. One man wipes the sweat from his brow as the other grabs the oars. The boat shoves off and is quickly swallowed by the fog. The figure stands inspecting the boxes as if reading words that are not there. Pulling their hat low around their forehead and raising their gloved hand, they touch forefinger and thumb together. With a quick release of their fingers, the stacks of boxes in unison rise into the air, lifted by some unseen force. Pulling high their collar, they turn and walk away from the shore with the gravel crunching under their feet and the boxes floating close behind them. Welcome to Renaissance City. So, welcome to episode number 1. This is quite fortuitous. I did not think that we were going to get everybody ever at a table to do a live table play, and somehow tonight, by divine providence, maybe, I don't really know, but it happened. So, I want everybody to introduce themselves. I'll start. My name is Duke Walter. I'm the game master. And to my left, I'm
Chris Freedom. I'm doing Cotton, Dearborn, and King. Cotton is a regular old dude, but he can get in your head, move your emotions around until things go wrong, and then he turns into a 7-foot badass lion with wings.
Please.
My name's Josh Letner, and I'm playing Pharaoh, who was mangled in an attack, and he was saved by some Native Americans, and in their religious ceremony, they gave him magnetic powers, and he can control metal, which is good because his body was mangled, and these magnetic powers give him the ability to still move around and fight and stuff like that.
My name is Jazz Abramowitz. I'm playing Saint Shadow. I describe him as Batman meets Robin Hood.
I'm Doug McNay. I play the Troubadour, and he's a guy, a world traveler that has picked up some magical powers using the power of music and sound and ability to create gadgets that utilize sound.
I'm D. Martin Jr. I play the Scarlet Spartan. He's a man from another dimension. He was banished and lives on Earth. He's a brawler, forced to be reckoned with. He does it with panache.
Joy in his heart.
Joy in his heart. All right. I'm so thankful that this is happening. Like I said, I never thought that we were all going to be able to sit around a table. So let's get into it. You've all kind of, I think, known about each other or have met each other at various points, either through Busters, just the general work that some of you do within the city. And you guys have all kind of, I think, realized that there's power in numbers, especially as you know that the Purple Gang is growing in power and ferocity. While they are the largest group that is bringing liquor over from Canada, and they do it in a whole bunch of different ways. Trucks, boats, backpacks. It's the biggest business. It's the biggest illegal business in Renaissance City, in Detroit, at this time. They have ties to Al Capone, specifically because they have been so good at getting liquor out of Canada and into the United States.
What about, the other nefarious activities in the city, say, women or gambling?
There is definitely some of that, and that's part of the concern, I think, of law enforcement, because instead of it being small pockets here and small pockets there, a gin joint here, a whorehouse there, an opium den here, the Purple Gang is starting to slowly grab hold of all of those things and bring them under their own umbrella. And they are becoming more and more dangerous as the weeks go on.
Buying up property. Buying up property.
Yes. Not only are they trying to legitimize themselves, but they are
utilizing other businesses.
But by force, they are also starting to take other businesses from people.
You say the Berenstein brothers are over the Purple Gang.
The Berenstein brothers, yes, the four brothers are in charge of the Purple Gang.
Now, do we know if anybody on their gang is superpowered?
You haven't met anyone. There's no. No one.
Thus far, it's traditional thuggery.
So far, it's pretty traditional thuggery. They do smash and grab. They They
drive-bys.
Right. They rush into a room with 20 guys with Tommy guns. Yeah.
There's our army.
So you're giving me adversity right off the bat, Mr. Hero?
No, hold on. We turn them.
We're converting.
Yeah. You go in.
Proselytize them to the purples.
You need some superpower.
Or convert them into,
look at this guy.
Meat.
It's not like you can hand that shit out.
Turn it.
So you want to try to set up a meeting with the Purple Gang?
Why do you want to turn them?
Because I need an army.
Yeah,
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad army, dude.
That's a bad idea.
That's
Yeah,
not
you
your
got us.
army.
We're your army.
got us.
Right here, folks.
Let's keep
I
things.
think you've moved from field general down to like
Let's
small units.
let's take a minute and maybe
Black Ops.
Let's build to this. Let's.
Okay.
The Purple Gang recently hijacked a shipment that was coming out of a locomotive factory. There's a really large portion of industry in Detroit that they manufacture rail cars, locomotives, all of that sort of thing. And in conjunction with that and Ford, there's been this development. They're trying to develop these larger implements, not just locomotives, but earth movers and, larger equipment. And the Purple Gang has recently hijacked a major shipment that came out of this locomotive factory. So you guys have all, most likely George at Buster's is the one who has gotten you guys together. So it is the night of this raid that's going down. Is there anything that you guys want to do before we get into the raid?
Let me understand. We kill the Purple Gang beside the officers, and then we take the booze. Why resist it? We're all drinking it. Don't go out there with their guns. There's no battle.
No, we don't have to take it out in the open. We could just wait for them to start hauling it off, knock over the trucks.
Drink it. We could Robin Hood it to the...
Yeah. Don't have to do it right there where everybody's there. When
Right.
all the drama's happening, we snatch it later when nobody's looking.
Wait. You want to hijack the cargo
After it's seized.
after we've been asked by the police to help them with
The cops are corrupt anyway. How do you think that
Yeah.
this
Oh, the
crime
cops are the
family
biggest crime
has
family
taken
in-
over the
Oh,
city?
I
The cops
agree.
the booze is just going to end up right back with the Purple Gang.
We want to take them on.
So we snatch it before they can.
Yep.
We guarantee keep it off the streets.
Duke, can I carry a pallet full of booze?
Yeah, you. Well, I don't
Mike.
I don't know that you're strong enough to carry a pallet full of booze, but you could.
Two of us could.
Yeah, between you and King, yeah, absolutely.
Could
Drive
I-
the trucks.
Could I take some time to maybe roll an investigation check?
What are you looking to find?
I'm trying to find out what the cargo is.
Okay,
We presume it's alcohol
and
but-
and possibly weapons.
and possibly weapons,
Mhm.
but I'd like to see if I can figure out a little more of what's
Okay.
in there.
How many dice you got?
5.
I don't want to turn anything over the cops.
We are going to be.
It'll just end up with the Purple Gang.
We
Yeah.
are,
So
we are
like I
building-
can,
already
I'll
know
just we'll just get rid of the guns.
we're
and
building
we'll steal the
adversity.
booze.
I got
But it
2
hurts.
successes
Okay, hold
over
on.
6s.
Let him roll so that we can get this recorded, please. 2 successes with 2 6s.
Wow.
Two
2
more
more
sixes.
6s.
Okay, so 4 successes.
5 total successes.
5 total successes. So you don't find out any new information.
Okay.
Everybody that you ask, you're getting the same information from. It all streams back to you as it's a big booze shipment.
And the job was to stand with the law enforcement.
So that they're not outgunned.
Correct.
Okay.
But that's our
we have not
command.
accepted the job. Right?
Technically,
Then why are you here?
that's where our job ends.
I thought we were here to
Like,
discuss
the way
it.
it's handled, after that,
Wash our hands of it.
we make sure nobody with a badge gets killed.
Yeah.
And that the cargo doesn't go to the Purple Gang. And that their guys get torn up real good.
Yeah, we drink well.
And
for
the
a
way that
long
we make
time.
sure that the goods don't go to the Purple Gang is to make sure that they don't go to the cops. Because all the cops are is a billy club for the man. So I'm disinclined to help them anywhere beyond
Well,
just
yeah.
making sure they're not killed.
I mean, listen, if we're going to achieve some personal wealth from this, I do have a method that I can help in which these products will actually go to people in need.
I intend some of them to go to a particular individual with a particularly
that's-
acute need.
Agreed.
Yes. All right. Same page.
All right. We have an accord. This precludes the need to meet with the Purple Gang until the raid. So I guess we can just move to the raid.
Is Saint Shadow moving along with this too?
He's already got resource to move it.
I'm gonna stand with the gang.
Okay.
I think the logic
but
is
lurk in
sound.
the shadows.
Okay.
Yeah.
But work in the shadows.
Hence your name.
Plausible deniability.
Okay. So, you're probably most familiar with this area. This is the piers just downriver from a good portion of where where St. Shadow's parents own property on the river. As you guys approach, there are 5 different pockets of law enforcement that have spread themselves out in various areas. There are riflemen that have set up over the top of some of these warehouses to try to get a shot down, and there is a fairly large ship docked here at this wharf, and it's kind of a stakeout situation. You guys are informed that the ship has been there about an hour and a half, and there doesn't seem to be any activity, that has brought attention to itself on the ship. It seems to be wharfmen working and the sailors that are on the ship just doing their general duties, whatever those might be, in all the various
warehouse.
Oh, these warehouses are massive. Massive. Yeah.
And you don't see scouts or guards or anybody near the gates or doorways
That aren't law enforcement?
that are armed, like Purple Gang outside the warehouse.
Roll a perception check.
Why do they call them purple?
You got to roll. How many do you want him to roll?
You have 3 in perception. Roll 3 dice.
Come on. Hot dice.
6 and a 4.
So that's cocked. So 2.
2.
The information you're able to gather and from what you see, looking around, no, you aren't made aware of anyone that seems out of place.
Is my parents' warehouses close enough to this that I could maybe get a closer angle to where the goods look to be coming in from that vantage?
What do you mean?
Is like our warehouse next door, or is it like?
Oh no, it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's blocks away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's blocks away.
I'd like to just see if anybody's feelings are out of whack. If anybody is
Okay.
behaving differently than the standard, you know what I mean?
Roll telepathy.
7.
7 dice.
Whoa.
5, and one of them's a 6. So 6.
Nice. Yeah. So you feel anxiousness, as in anticipation, anxiously anticipating, the possibility of action, or you in your general area. There's definitely fear. Are you flying? Are you in? No, you're in Cotton.
No,
you're in Cotton Dearborn.
Dearborn.
Yeah, you're Cotton Dearborn.
You're feeling us.
You're not
though,
flying.
right?
Yeah,
You're feeling the cops as well?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for anomalies. Like somebody who isn't fitting the standard anxiety.
Yeah, somebody you should be nervous of.
There definitely seems among the wharfmen, there's probably 3 or 4 of them in there that seem really, really calm. And there are 2 of them that have no emotion at all.
Dope.
Ooh, I have developed a listening device
Okay.
that we could find, maybe use your skills, get inside and plant it.
Okay. Where?
I could jump in the river upstream and use the magnetism to climb up the side of the ship, the back side of it.
All right.
I don't know. It depends on how close you want to get.
I can plant beside the warehouse.
He knows the spot. You do the creeping then.
So you want
What's
to
your
plant?
neighborhood?
You want to attempt to plant his listening device inside the warehouse, and you want to go down the river.
If he wants to go into the warehouse, then just hang out and see how it happens. after
Okay.
that.
Roll me a covert.
Chris, it's all joy. Almost giddy
What do you mean?
on my feelings.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where you're at.
I
heard that battle scene.
I got a new move.
2 successes.
I got a new move I can't wait to try
I'm
out.
excited.
So, So Saint Shadow gets the listening device from the troubadour, and you're fascinated by it. You've never seen anything like this small box technology, and there are 3 small antennae that stick out at various angles from it. And you make your way up the side. You know that most of these warehouses along the high windows, that you'll have access somewhere. So you scale to the roof, and you drop down on one side, and you're looking for a loose window, and a horn goes off on the river. And you turn at the sound of the horn, and when you do, your foot goes through one of the panels of glass, and it falls and smashes inside the warehouse. And immediately, chaos. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like an alarm is sounded, and the law enforcement officers start engaging, and some of them are running towards, some of them, and it's a mess. Yeah. There's not a bunch of guns that go off, but all of the people... All hell breaks loose. There are cops that start running out from their hiding places toward the boat. You do hear a couple of gunshots fired, and then you start hearing machine gun fire from the boat.
I like Saint's method.
So
kick the window in and create chaos.
How this is laid out? Are we having to go through the warehouse to get to the boat, to get to the docks? Or is there a way to get to the boat without having to go through the warehouse?
I mean, I can sing our way in, but I think it's too late for that.
And then there's the boat out there. So
and we are.
I'll be happy to use
it. Somewhere.
You guys can choose to be... If he was attempting to get inside, I'm guessing that he was probably here.
Yeah.
As this is kind of a central location.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they've only been there an hour and a half, we better have the boat.
I need to see if I can find a hiding place near me.
Okay.
Perhaps inside might actually be the best place. So,
okay.
Perception or covert or investigation.
Roll covert since you're trying to hide and trying to find a place to hide. Roll covert.
I also
3 successes, 2 rerolls.
There it is.
Yeah. 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. Tell me what you do.
I duck inside the window, and I look to my left and my right and down. When I look down, I can see that there's activity. People are looking. I have to sense immediately if there's a place for me to hide. So I notice that there's a corner rafter, which is dark, and I can get up there and hide on the rafter. So I run to the corner and, as adeptly as I can, jump into the rafter and become very small, and hide in the dark. And I also plant the listening device
in this back corner.
No.
Okay. What are you doing, Cotton?
So I'm not where he is,
right?
Because he went off and did his thing. I'm still looking at those guys that I know are on the inside.
Are any of you with Cotton? Are the 4 of you all together?
Are we?
Okay.
Okay.
So I thought he was going to the boat.
No, I decided to hang out.
Oh, that's right.
See how your shit played out.
So my idea, when all chaos ensued,
yeah,
okay.
We left no backup man.
When all the chaos ensued, I started immediately pursuing the wharf guys that I was suspicious about, and they came along. We're all kind of watching to make sure we didn't get caught in the crossfire, but we want in on the action. We know the action's related to these guys.
Okay, so you're gonna point out the calm guys plus the 2 that had 0 emotion.
Right.
Okay. You're pointing them out and you're heading toward them?
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys following Cotton as he moves out?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go together.
Roll.
Okay. So if you guys are heading out of where you were hidden, are you on the far left end? Are you toward the middle? Or are you toward the right end of the boat?
The right end. We're at the right end.
Okay. So you guys are going to come out here, and those guys are not quite to the middle of the boat.
And is there like a ramp or something where they are going up into the boat?
Yes. You have machine gun fire coming down from the top edge of the boat, and you have law enforcement who are shooting from the roofs of all 4 warehouses, as well as rushing out here and trying to overwhelm the number of wharfmen, who had been milling about on the wharf itself. Okay? What's everybody's edge?
6. 9.
15.
Ooh, 11.
Now down.
You start first every time.
15, 11,
9.
9, and you guys are both 6. Whose agility score is higher?
3.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Then you two can decide between the two of
You
you
go first.
who takes their action first.
Take turns. I'm put on my helmet, buckle it on.
Okay? You didn't have it on already?
Talking that thing is, you can't hear nothing. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
What do you mean when you point upward? I don't know what you mean. You're asking me to fly you up. Well, dude, listen, I know we just started working together, but it don't work like that, okay? I can't just fucking snap my fingers and become this guy. Let's get in the mix. Let's solve some problems. All right?
Right.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm in
Cynthia?
a completely different location than
Right.
you, right?
Yep.
Can you tell me what I see from my vantage point in this particular warehouse?
The front door of the warehouse has been pushed open
Okay.
enough so that about 4 wide, the cops are moving out of that were hidden inside the warehouse are moving out. Guns drawn. The warehouse it's standard, high stacked boxes, tight aisles, low light.
Okay. When I attached the device to the wall, is it easy to come off? Can I move it?
I don't know. Troubadour is it easy to detach and move?
It's not the easiest. I mean, it's kind of janky because I work with what I can get. Parts.
So it's a little.
It'll do.
It's gentle. You have to be gentle with it. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're going to attempt to take it off, I want you to roll agility.
No. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it there. But I am going to start to make my way out of the warehouse.
Okay. Who is next? That is
Ramen.
Scarlet Spartan. What are you doing?
That's the back of the boat right there.
Yes.
Just got anything hanging off it I can climb.
Oh, there's the tether rope that the huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're 6-inch ropes, 8-inch ropes, whatever they are. The huge tether ropes. Yeah, there's a tether rope that comes off that corner.
Let's tiptoe up that rope.
All right. Roll agility.
Okay. Roll 6 dice. Come on, baby. 2, 4, 3 of them.
3 of them? Okay, that's a 0. Because this is not an easy thing for you to do. It's a wet, slippery rope. I'm going to tell it, and you get to embellish.
Okay.
You go to make your move, and you know what I mean? You hit it and in stride. Like, you've already got it in your mind that you need to make it up on that boat, and you need to stop these gunmen that are shooting down onto the crowd and onto the law enforcement. And you go running up the rope, and you are nimbly making your way, but 3 of the gunmen turn and fire on you.
Oh, damn. What got their attention?
What got their attention? The bright red guy running up the rope. That's what got their attention.
Very sloppily.
Who's probably screaming at the top of his lungs.
No.
Roni Lota!
No. Trying to move silently here.
Ayuna Kaye! You didn't say you were trying to move silently.
I didn't.
I made you roll something different.
I didn't want to get their attention. Okay. Well, he comes up top of that to the edge of the boat, and he's gonna flip over and do a roll.
Okay.
I'm ready to fight.
They're gonna take a shot at you.
Oh, bastard.
Roll your toughness.
Ooh, I got some of that, buddy. 8. Oh, dice.
As you make your leap, you know what I mean, and do your roll over, they're just not able to keep a beat on you, and so so they don't hit you at all.
Make it look good.
Troubadour, what are you doing?
Well, am I next to him? Where am I in relation?
So
I'm still there.
You all had come out from around this corner. Raymond dashes off and takes off running
right.
up that rope, up the side of the boat. And he's being shot at. Yeah.
So I'm watching him take it fire.
Yeah.
As he should.
By the cop?
No. By the
machine gunners on.
By the guys who have the machine guns up on the boat. You're going to send out like a sonic blast?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Who are you trying to take out? Are you trying to take out the guys, the machine gunners up here, the ones that are firing on
I'm
him?
trying to direction it towards them, yeah.
Okay. Roll your power. You got 6 dice in it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at those 6s. 4 of them with another dice to roll. 5 of them.
5 6s.
I think he
That's going to be the roll of the night. Yeah, roll.
I think he sunk the boat. Another one.
Another 6, 5, 7.
So 7 successes altogether.
Yeah.
You step out and describe
A
what it is
little
that happens.
amplifier.
You take out 7. You take out 7 of the minions. So tell me how you do it.
Well, basically, they're going to be more likely hearing loss, permanent hearing loss.
So you step out,
But it also rattles the brain to the point where they're like fall numb.
you strum a chord,
Yeah.
blow out their eardrums, and they just all fall to the ground unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig it.
Yeah.
Awesome
roll, dude.
Pharaoh, Cotton. You guys, who's up next? Cotton?
So, am I speaking story here, or
Well, tell me what it is that you're trying to do.
I'm perceiving that one of the guys that he affected is writhing around, helpless on the ground, and
then
I'm
roll dice.
planning to translate that feeling to as many of the other guys.
Oh,
Okay,
to
roll 7.
gnarly.
Nullify them.
Let's roll your telepathy.
3.
No, and the 6. You had a 6, so
And
that's
I
4.
rolled it again.
Right, so you had 4.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you had these
I
3,
four.
rolled
You're
a
right,
6,
you're right,
and then you
4.
re-rolled, but you only got a 3. So 4 total successes. You're able to affect 4 of the minions of the machine gunists that are up on top. You guys have effectively taken out almost all of the machine gunists that are on this side of the boat. Pharaoh, what are you doing?
I'm going to run out and use my magnetism to run up the anchor chain of the boat and get to the deck.
Okay. So you're coming out this way. Anchor's down here. Roll your elemental control. So 6 dice.
Oh, terrible. 1.
You said. Yeah, no, 1, 2.
So
What?
you attempt to run out and make a jump because it's not connected necessarily to the wharf.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, you know what I mean? You
Whip
just,
on it.
and you you basically you whiff.
Hit the side of the ship and slide.
And you just sink.
You reach out and attempt to grab hold of it
Great.
with your elemental power, and you can't make the connection because of all the gunfire and everything that's coming at you, and you take this running leap and boosh, down into the water you go.
Excellent.
So the law enforcement is up next.
Thanks for the help.
Just like cops do, they fire a bunch of bullets and don't hit anything.
Thanks for the help.
They're shooting at the A-team, aren't they?
Nice assist.
1, 2, 3. So the machine gunnists on this side, you see them, and 3 cops are mown down as they're rushing out to engage with the rest. And this group, they make their way up and onto the boat.
This group of
The group that you had detected as
the wharf,
right
suspicious
as the
guys.
two without and the 3 that were
yeah.
straight calm. They make their way up the gangplank and onto the boat. Shadow,
So I was making my way out of the warehouse. Did I?
you are approaching the front of the warehouse. You
Okay.
can get out this turn.
And I'm here.
So you would be coming out this door.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue to leave the warehouse.
Well, you get out of the warehouse, and then what do you want to do once you get out of the warehouse?
So obviously, I'm going to take a look around.
Okay.
That's not obvious. I'm going to take a look around.
Okay. There are police streaming out away from you in both directions. Some are firing up at the boat to your left. Some are firing up at the boat to your right.
Okay.
You see a group of 5 people that are running up the gangplank. You heard the troubadour strum, and you see him down there at the end of the boat to your right. You also see Cotton down there by the troubadour. You don't see the Scarlet Spartan, and you don't see Pharaoh.
Is there any action happening not with the fight that looks suspicious to me? or connected to our cause of this particular.
Roll a perception check.
Nice. 3 6s. 4 6s. Look at this stupid dice.
8 total successes.
Damn. Nuts. For a perception roll. You know everything that's going on. In
So-
a 4-state area.
So the fact that these machine gunnists are all firing down,
Mm-hmm.
and that this group is running up the gangplank, you suspect that they are covering fire for this group as they get onto the boat.
Okay. So I want to run to whomever amongst my colleagues is the closest to share that information.
You will have to run all the way down this way,
Mm.
and you'll be able to start doing that on your next turn.
Okay.
All right, Raymond, what are you doing?
Okay, what do I got in my vicinity?
All of the machine gunnists, all of the gunners that are up on that side have all been knocked out in one way, shape, or form. To your right, there are several large stacks of crates. So you can go to your right to go around the back side of the boat, or you can go straight ahead of you down this side of the boat. On the other end of the boat, there are several others that are firing down, and you can see a group of 5 that are getting to the top of the gangplank. As you stand up, you can see them reach the top of the ship.
With weapons.
No, none of them have weapons.
Okay. My concern is the machine gunners.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're going to take
We're
off...
incapacitated to here. They've got them laid out.
Yes. So you're gonna take off running from this corner of the ship and head this way?
Well, I'm leaving my back exposed to these gunners on this side.
There aren't gunners on that side.
Okay, no. Straightforward.
Okay.
Machine gunners. The gunners.
Okay, so you take off running down that side of the ship, and 2 of these 5 see you coming at them and turn, and they just stand with their arms at their sides, staring directly at you. What do you do? That's your movement.
Oh,
What's
okay.
your action?
So I'm going to run right up on top of them.
Okay. And
I'm going to pull out the new move. All right? I want to attempt to move through them and kick them all in the nuts.
so you're going to attempt to attack?
Yeah.
Okay. These are not minions, so you need to choose which one you're going to attack.
Minions. Awesome.
Boss level fight.
Yeah. Let's just go to the one right in front of me.
Left or right?
Right side.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Okay, so how do I know that they're not minions?
Because I'm telling you.
Okay.
Ramen doesn't know.
But he's directing all of his attacks on one character.
Correct.
So he has some innate knowledge that
No. This isn't a knowledge thing. This is
Power
just
of the
this is a minutia of the game thing. You as the character don't know. You are just getting ready to make an attack.
Right.
And this guy is going to step up and attempt to defend himself against your attack.
he's ready to fight.
Yes. So,
All right.
martial arts, is that what you're using?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your dice.
Let's just give it all to him. A couple elbows here and there. And oh no, 3 1s, a 6, and nothing else. Oh no, not a minion.
So you rolled no successes?
I rolled 1. I had 1 success.
You had 1 success. Okay, so that
Couldn't
puts...
you get to roll that 6 again then?
Oh, did you roll a 6?
Oh.
Okay, roll your 6
I
again.
had 1 6, and then
So,
there was another 5.
1 success.
Dang.
So you step up and you go to punch this person, and when you hit them, you're surprised because they are not flesh and bone. You punch metal, and you don't do any damage. Troubadour, what are you doing?
Basically picking out where I left off and watching this guy get him
You
charged.
see the Scarlet Spartan charge across and reach out and
Stop.
boom, and you kind of hear it sounds like he hit metal when he punched that person. and it didn't seem to affect that person at all.
All right. Well, I'm going to do my best to use my voice.
Okay, to do what?
To be able to vibrate the metal enough to break it.
What metal?
So he punches metal?
The person he punches, you can hear it go boom.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to break that.
So you're going to try to attack him?
Break it. Yeah.
Okay, give me a roll. Roll your elemental power.
Come on, Troubadour. You got to roll better than I did. All 6.
That didn't work.
Oh, damn.
So you
blew a speaker.
You try to hit. You understand that certain tones of things will resonate better with certain types of materials. And you try to hit a tone, but it just seems like you're just too far away. You don't cause any effect on whatever that thing is.
What does that sound like? Is that literally you yodeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
or you're making.
I don't know that he's
noises,
yodeling,
Can
but
you make the sound?
no, he sings a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sings a note.
Oh, you like?
Can we hear it?
Can you give us like?
No, because see, this is the thing. He was nearly killed, so
He's not
like he's still recovering from like that whole trip back to his home. But anyway, I don't want to get back too far into that. But yeah, I don't want to go full rant.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
No, we're not going to sing.
Okay.
I don't want to vibrate anybody's.
Okay.
Cotton.
I really wanted to hear
I don't want anybody to go deaf.
But this one sounded like the scream of a little girl.
No, it just didn't have range.
He smoked your dice.
So I'm gonna try to stay true to the we know things that the characters don't know. My inclination is to take the nothingness from these two dudes, and I want to spread it to the other gunman.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Roll your telepathy.
7 of them.
Come on, baby. Nice dice. Here we go.
6.
There is no emotion for you to move. You think that you are just trying to get this blank mind state from this person, but when you go to focus on it and try to grab it and push it out away from him toward everybody else that's down there, because you think it'll just make them maybe stop thinking or, just kind of freeze in place, there is no emotion to use with your power.
Right.
So it's ineffective. Do you want to move anywhere or do you want to stay where you are? Yeah, that was the same question for you, Troubadour. Did you want to move anywhere or do you want to stay where you are?
Did I move closer or did I stay where I was?
You tell me.
Well, I'd like to hope I moved closer to attempt a closer attack, but since it failed, anyway.
So
I will say that I did.
So that after you made the attack, you're like, oh, I must not be close enough, and so you're going to make a move towards, or you're going to try to get to the gangplank to get up on the ship?
I'll move closer.
Okay,
that makes sense.
What about you?
So, you know what? I'm vibing off the energy that the Red Man has, and I'm running at war. I'm running toward the problem.
Okay.
Ooh, we got a good fight ahead of us.
Okay, so everybody's moving toward the gangplank. Ramen is up on the boat. Pharaoh is in the water. What are you
out
doing?
of the water. These guys are made of metal. Let's try and throw them around a bit.
So you're gonna climb up the wharf, or are you gonna try to climb up the anchor chain and get onto the boat?
I'll just get up on the wharf for now.
Okay. Give me a might roll or agility, whichever one. Oh, they're the same, so it doesn't matter.
So I got to roll to get out of the water.
Just roll.
Hey man. Oh yeah.
So tell me how you get out of the water.
Basically, just there's steel on the rail. Just pull myself up and out of the water.
Okay.
And see the metal dudes up standing on the metal gangplank.
You're standing on the wharf?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to just try and throw one around, see if my powers can make them move because they've risen metal.
Yep, roll your elemental.
Hot dice.
So are you trying to break them apart? Or are you trying to move them? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to just knock them away
Okay.
off that gangplank so everybody can make it up it.
Okay.
And we'll see if they can. We don't know anything about them. We'll see if they can swim. We'll see if this magnet stuff works.
How many did you get? 3?
3.
So you get to tell it, but I get to embellish.
I guess they are made of metal. So we'll send one up in the air about 30, 40 feet and bring him down real hard into the concrete wharf.
Okay.
Probably sink him about a foot or 2 into the solid concrete. See if that.
Well, I don't know that you can sink him into the concrete.
Well, if I got a magnetic power and I can throw him up in the air, I can bring him down faster than gravity can pull him. So
He's gonna leave it dead.
he's gonna make a mark.
Right? Yeah. No. You're gonna do damage to him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sink him down to.
But I'm telling you, my embellishment is that he doesn't sink into the concrete, but you definitely smash him down onto the concrete that is there on the wharf. And he's going to take 2 damage. Okay, so it is now their turn.
Are the cops still helping?
Yeah.
Well, but they've missed every shot.
Well,
We
they've
need
only
some-
shot once at
we
this
need some
point.
cannon fodder. Where are
They're
these
still
cops?
shooting at the purple man.
There's gunfire on the stern.
So 3. 3. So this time the law enforcement, they're still firing volleys. The cops are trying to get angles and still trying to, take cover. And you see one of the gunmen on this side get shot down. And then you slammed him down next to you, away from you, or you basically just picked him up and then just threw him down on the ground close to you.
Yeah, there's a gangplank, I would assume, concrete wharf, up in the air, down onto the hardest surface I could find.
Okay. The one that's still on the boat is going to come after you. So we're going to make contested rolls.
I never fought a robot.
You're going to roll your toughness,
That's a good one.
and he's going to attempt to just haymaker you. He just brings up his arm and just swings it hard and wide.
Good thing I got a helmet.
You better hope so.
Yeah, man.
Show me your toughness.
5 of them.
Okay. Yeah, it clangs off your helmet, and you don't take any damage. Lucky you. The other 3 guys that were
Pays to wear a
there,
helmet.
they take off running in the opposite direction from you, and then they dart, because the crates kind of leave these lanes like this, and then there's a lane here, and then it goes down, and there's another lane here, and then it goes down, and there's another lane at the end of the boat. And they take off down that lane between the carts and where the yeah. No, not the pulley. Where the captain drives the fucking boat. The cabin.
Yeah.
Not the cabin. Anyway, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I can't get the word out of my mouth. The second robot stands up and is going to attempt to hit you, Pharaoh. So I need you to roll your toughness.
All right, here we go. Good dice. Oh, you didn't get nothing over here.
I got 3.
2, 3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
He reaches out, does the same thing, tries to take this haymaker punch at you, and it just kind of clangs off that metal plate on your left arm. You resist that damage, luckily for you. Okay, back to the top. Shadow, what are you doing?
I want to pursue the group of 3 that split.
That went this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was over here giving chase, right?
Yeah, you had made your way basically to the bottom of the gangplank. You run up to the top, run up the gangplank onto the ship, and you're going to attempt to chase them down?
I'm just trailing.
Oh, okay. So are you trying to hide while you're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, then roll your covert.
4 6s.
There you go.
1 on top.
Look at
All
this
right,
dice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total successes.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep running. They don't seem to pay any attention to you at all. Are you staying in the lane, or are you trying to get up on the boxes and run along the top of the boxes?
Yes.
Okay, roll agility then, please.
Some good dice there.
3 total.
Okay. So describe it for me.
I run, trailing slightly behind them, and I notice to my right that one of the crates has a band around it that gives me just enough footing that I take a small leap, and the edge of my foot catches just the edge of the box, and I lift straight up and land like a cat on all fours, and immediately just go into a stride following them.
On 4?
They're on the floor.
No. Are you on all 4?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm up.
Yeah,
I just land on all fours,
Just
pop up and start running, and I'm trailing them.
Cool.
Okay, Raymond, what are you doing?
Oh, so I saw that other robot get lifted and flown, right?
Right, and you just took a punch to the head.
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to toss him.
You're gonna toss him over. You're gonna try to toss him over the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is this? 1 or 2?
2.
Is the one that got tossed?
No. This is the one that's still up on the boat with him.
Got it.
So might versus might.
Might versus might. Did you kill me? Oh, you got good dice. I got good dice.
You got good dice too.
7 dice.
Okay, tell me how it happens.
I expect him to have to be heavier. I lift him up. I mean, he comes up feather light, and I'm gonna hurl him at the robot by Pharaoh.
Okay, that's a
attack.
special thing.
Okay.
That's a special thing. It's not. I'm not saying you can't do it, but that is a special thing. So to do that, you need to roll your might again, but you lose 2 dice if you attempt to hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
I think
just throw him. I got.
I seen what he done to him before. I'm gonna leave that be. I don't want to steal his kill, so I am just gonna hurl him into the ocean.
Into the river?
Yeah.
Okay. Which direction? Are you just dropping him down over the side here? Or are you going to try? Are you throwing him off the other side of the boat?
let's give him some distance, you know.
Okay, so he takes this swing at you and knocks off your helmet, and you just shake it off. Yeah, and you just grab him by the throat and turn and just chuck him, and he flies about 100 feet out away from the boat, and you hear him splash down in the river. Troubadour, what are you doing?
Well, who's left? I mean, are there...
So there are gunmen over here.
Okay.
There is one of those metal men still down here on the ground that just stood up and took a swing at Pharaoh.
Okay.
And you saw Saint Shadow run
I'm
up
somewhere over here.
Yeah, you're over here. Okay. Well, no, you had probably made your way close to the gangplank.
All right.
So you saw Saint Shadow run past you up the gangplank, and you see him leap up make this deft move to get up onto the top of the boxes, and then he disappears into the darkness. And is obviously, you assume he's chasing those 3 that had just rushed off in that direction. So you're standing at the bottom of the gangplank, and you see Ramen grab the other one and
toss him.
and just send him flying out into the river.
So basically, we don't have any more of these metal dudes that we know about.
There's one right here.
Oh, there's one right.
You're right there next to him as he has just taken a swing on Pharaoh.
Oh well, gotta do it. That's the threat.
Troubadour will steal a kill.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my sonic blast on him.
Okay.
Oh, you're up close too.
Yeah. 3.
You had 3?
Yeah.
Okay. He resists. You know what I mean? He's just.
Yeah.
This is the same one that you tried to work it on before, and you couldn't seem to get it, and you thought it was range, and you get up on him this time, and he's just, he seems to be resisting whatever it is that you're throwing at him. He's way better put together than some of the other things that you've
He's got shock
dealt
absorbency.
Cotton, what are you doing?
He sings and he strums his guitar.
Yeah, he does.
Like nothing
It's
happens.
fucking rad.
No, nothing.
Nothing's happening. Can he play anything? Wait, let me try this. Oh, anything? No.
I don't recognize it.
Can he play a tune?
This hurts so bad.
He's
right
like
now.
that terrible vaudevillian.
Can he play a tune?
Oh,
Yeah, of course he can play a tune. It's just these guys, they're resisting what it is that he's doing.
All right.
so
Cotton.
one of the cops had been in a porta potty
when all
There
this
are no
blew
porta
up.
potties. This is
Come on.
1923.
They call that an alley.
There's a bucket in
Yeah, dude.
The bucket
One
This
of
is
the one of the
1923.
cops was pissing in a bucket about a quarter of a block down in an alley when all this went down, and he has been over there, panicked and afraid, not wanting to run into this gunfight, and I perceive his presence.
No, you have to roll. You roll, and then I'll tell you what you
I'll tell
perceive.
you what you do.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So you want to
I'm down with the roll?
You're trying to perceive what else is around you instead of mind blasting
Hands-
someone.
hands-
Oh, I'm getting the
Down
story
the
ahead of
street.
the whether or not I can.
Yes,
I didn't realize that. Okay.
that's okay. Roll your 7.
It's cool. We're just in a fight over here.
Well, fuck.
Just keep trying to make people kumbaya.
Yeah,
You're
just keep
thinking about some
There's a-
poor pissing cop.
there's a cop crying on
They're
himself.
shooting machine guns at
I'm
us.
trying to shut down the machine gun guys, and I'm failing. I only got a 3.
So 3. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for panic, you can definitely find panic. I don't care who you are and how well trained you are.
No.
I mean, how many cops fire their guns?
There's way big
because they're
difference.
panicked.
There's a way big difference between a guy who is focused aggression and a guy who is scared to act.
You're
And
looking.
that's what I'm trying. What I'm looking for is scared to act.
You're looking for a coward.
You're looking for cowardice?
Yeah.
Oh, you can find cowardice in this
Right.
in this crowd of people. Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
what I was trying to do is find that cowardice,
Okay.
and
You are able to find some cowardice. What will you
Okay.
do with the cowardice?
I'm going to transfer it to the rest of the machine gunners that are in front of me that I'm running toward. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
I
running
think-
away from these two guys. that
I
we
think
know
you're
are
close
robots.
enough to probably get the first 3 of them if
How
you
many are there?
succeed. There are 7 more down here
Okay.
total.
10.
So roll
Yeah.
your telepathy again.
Come on, baby.
I've got 4 ones.
Oh.
That's no good. 2.
So 2. Okay, so you're able to stretch that out to 2 of those 3.
Okay.
And they, you know what I mean? Like they all of a sudden tense up and one of them drops his gun and starts looking around frantically. And the other one just takes off running down, you know what I mean? Down that opening, that alleyway that's between the cargo boxes there on the boat.
Sweet.
It just comes over you.
Pharaoh.
They're aggressive. They're
Are there electric lights around here?
Are there what?
Are there electric power lines anywhere around?
Yes, there
I'm going
are.
to throw that metal dude towards the power line. See what happens.
Okay.
Oh.
1, 2,
Boom.
3, 5.
5?
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you pick him up and send him flying, and he hits that power line and knocks it loose, and you just see the electricity just ja-ya, and he just starts shaking, and you can see it arcing through his arms and through his chest, and he's going to take 2 more damage, and he looks real fucked up. Shadow, what are you doing?
Are these folks running somewhere specifically?
They have run down this, and they make a left around the corner.
I want to continue to pursue them covertly.
Okay, roll covert.
One success.
Got busted.
Somebody done seen that mofo.
You take off across the boxes and you see them turn the corner and you leap across the aisle to get onto the other boxes. And when you do, you land and one of the boards snaps very loudly as you land on it. And you're able to make your landing and you're able to get up and keep going. But they all turn over their shoulder and they see you chasing them now. Troubadour. No, Ramen. What do you want to do?
Okay. Let's zig to the right side of the boat. And
So you're going to cross this way?
yeah, and I need to dash. I want to get behind these gunners without catching fire.
Okay. So you chuck that guy. You see Saint Shadow leap across the aisle and you take off running in that direction.
Oh, I thought he was somewhere else.
No, he's right. He's over here.
But isn't he coming up like directly in front of the people that
No,
Shadow was chasing?
if he's going to take off running this way down this aisle, he would be behind them.
Okay.
Yeah. They took off down that same aisle. You run down that aisle, and as you turn to run down that aisle, you see, like I said, you see Saint Shadow leap across the aisle, and you make your way down, and you go left because you're trying to flank the other machine gunners down here. When you make that left turn, you see those 3 they're looking back over their shoulder. They now see you chasing them, and they take off running, and they run up the stairs and into the cabin.
Oh, they got there quick.
Troubadour, what are you doing?
My voice is filled, man. I'm gonna try the damn guitar.
Who are you blasting?
That bastard.
The one that he just threw into the electric line?
Tax White.
Yeah,
Okay.
finish him.
Oh, wait. Yeah, take that guy.
Finish him. Give him a toss.
I'm done with this guy. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Just give it a pull.
Dude just dropped super dice on you.
Holy crap!
Dude,
6 to start.
6
plus
right. I rolled 6 dice, and I got 6 successes plus a 6 that I get to roll again. So I got 6 successes.
Yeah, tell me how it went.
How many did you get?
3 or 4. Yeah.
4. Okay. So he's again. There is something about this that your specific ability is not able to affect it.
But there are all kinds of guys with machine guns.
So I want you, Troubadour. I want you to make a technology roll, please,
Right.
or science, whichever one you prefer.
My friend, you may not get invited back to this.
Well,
I would roll technology.
Yeah,
if I was you. You have 5 in technology.
Alright. Where's that?
Roll that 6 again. 5. Roll that 6 again. 6. Roll that 6 again. Okay, so you assume that part of the problem that you're having is that the joints are probably sealed with rubber. So there isn't a lot of ability for you to resonate the metal the way that you are normally used to doing it.
Are you sure he's not plugged in?
Just tried turning it off.
He's
And turning it
trying
on
to
again.
acoustic.
Did you try turning it off?
I tell you, play what parts I got.
Cotton. So you've come up forward now, right?
And I've
You're
got-
out in the mix.
Yeah, and there are basically 8 guys, 2 disoriented ones, 1 ran down an aisle, and then there's 8 guys with guns behind that guy.
You knocked out 2 of them. There are now 5 down
There are
on this
5,
end.
okay.
Yes.
Got you. So, my solidarity with Ramen is suddenly a little awkward, because he just bolted down an aisle. I thought we were going for the freaking line, and I'm all,
I'm attacking her 6.
right, and I wasn't ready for you to peel off. I'm still a human, so I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a whole lot going here. And so I'm going to attempt just to follow wherever he's going and just take his lead.
So you're going to try to run up the gangplank
Yeah.
and go down that aisle? Okay. You're able to get up the gangplank? Yeah, they don't seem to turn on you and notice. They're still engaged with the cops
He
down
looks
on
like
the
an
wharf.
accountant.
Right. He's
He's
Just
a
some
dude.
Yeah.
right.
He's here to check-
Hell, he might be one of the wharf workers.
He's
at
here
this
to check
point.
the books.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pharaoh, what are you doing?
Well, this guy's not putting up much of a fight because he's almost waxed, so let's pick him up and then, like, discus thrower style, build up some momentum and try and throw him through the side of the steel boat.
Okay.
2.
Yeah, he resists the attack. And he starts making his way toward you. He's not worried about the guy who's over here singing show tunes.
It's not his
That
brand.
poor hippie bastard.
It's not his
over there
brand of
going
modern folk.
Right.
All right.
Simon and Garfunkel ain't doing it, man.
The tap dancing troubadour. I call this one Ocean.
Easy shade of feudal.
Okay, so the cops are gonna.
Miss.
Ooh, that's not good.
They're losing.
Yeah, so 3 more cops are gunned down. And the cops are starting to break ranks and turn and try to move back into the warehouses to gain cover. They've lost, 7 now, I think?
Just according to our plan.
Are these wounded or killed? I mean, honestly.
They're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
They're not just wounded. They're dead.
I'm not into
They
the
didn't have all
So
bulletproof
lost,
armor.
lost.
And,
Yeah, lost.
Lost use of.
Gunned down by Tommy guns. Lost. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to give props this week to our good friends and partners at Heel Turn Radio. They are producing awesome content across many platforms and subjects, and we are proud to have them as part of our TTRP Theater extended family. Check them out at heelturnradio.com and show them some love in all of their endeavors. Check out the entire TTRP Theater schedule here on our Twitch page. We run live games almost every night of the week, so you are sure to find something to pique your interest. From D&D 5e classics to the captivating suspense of Cult Divinity Lost, a new stream of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, to the ups and downs of being a hero in a dark and unforgiving world, TTRP Theater is telling compelling stories that you don't want to miss. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Renaissance City. Make sure to follow TTRP Theater on Twitter and Facebook by searching TTRP Theater. Please feel free to join our Discord server as well. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at InvisibleDuke, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to our Twitch page. Thanks again for listening, and be sure to join us next episode when we pick up on part 2 of our first adventure in Renaissance City.
Thank you.